Here's something most people don't realize about buying Apple products. If you live in a developing country, the experience is completely different from what you're used to. And I mean drastically different. Let me explain. First, let's talk about prices. You might think products in third world countries are just twice as expensive. Like just pay double and buy a MacBook. Well, I wish it were that simple, because it's not. In most countries like Kazakhstan, Indonesia, India, Mexico, and so on, there's no such thing as an Apple store. Yeah, we don't buy Apple products from official stores. So where do we buy them from? We have two choices. First, go to a more developed country and buy it there. But that's tough. You have to apply for a visa, which takes a month. Pay for visa services. Wait for approval. Then buy an expensive flight ticket. Book a hotel for a day or two. So the actual cost ends up being almost 3 times the real price. Not just the Mac itself, but also travel and accommodation. The second choice is what most people rely on. We have suppliers and tech resellers who buy devices from the US or Europe and sell them locally. Sounds easier, right? But these suppliers have to pay import taxes, custom fees, logistics costs, then add their margin on top. This drives prices up even more. And here's the kicker. People in these countries earn way less from their jobs. Imagine working a 9-to-5 job in India. Your salary is probably 4 times lower than American or European. But you have to pay 2 times more for the same product. Do you feel the gap now? For example, the MacBook Air M4 costs $999 in the official US Apple Store. But in countries like Brazil or Kazakhstan, it's around $1,500 or $1,800. I bought mine for about $1,570. And that's not even the most frustrating part. The real pain starts when you realize we don't have access to Apple's refurbished store or education store. A refurbished store sells devices that are almost like new with a 1-year warranty. And they're up to 30% cheaper. That's cool, because I don't care if my Mac isn't brand new, as long as it's 30% cheaper. But no, in my country we don't have that option. We also don't have an educational store. Those give 5 to 10% discounts for students. And most students in developing countries can't even afford a basic meal. They live with 5 or 6 roommates, work 2 jobs, and still go to university at the same time. Most of them will probably never even think about buying a Mac. And if that's not enough, we don't even get warranty support from Apple. The tech stores give us a 1-year warranty. But here's the catch. If your Mac breaks, no one is going to fix it. They'll just twist the warranty rules to avoid losing money. So now, you know how hard it is to get Apple products in a third world country. But here's what's crazy. Everyone still buys them. In my country, the average wage is around $750 a month. But a new iPhone costs around $1,200 here. To buy that iPhone, you'd have to work 2 months without eating, without paying bills, or take a loan for 2 years and pay monthly. Yet still, when I walk around, everyone has this damn iPhone. Even I have one. I bought mine on loan, by the way. It's insane and not normal. But that's what happens when Apple's marketing is almost perfect. Even people who are struggling will buy it without hesitation. It's a system built for rich markets, and our countries get what's left. That's the reality.